Let's talk about the law of potentials. And I want to start with the understanding of you could get anything you desire or something greater. What will come will be what you desire or something greater. Now, that something greater points to the fact that it could come in huge synchronicities in ways that you couldn't even imagine it. It could show up in a connectedness with multiple other things that you've already asked for, that you may have not even know that you asked for it. It could come in ways that surprises and delights you. And in fact, that is the delivery system of physical reality: surprise and delight. And surprise and delight can show up in a very uncomfortable way, or surprise and delight can come up in the greatest joy, gratitude, fun, and play as well. But what the law of potential actually states is that infinite potentials exist, and you can access the infiniteness of those potentials. What does that mean? That means that anything that you desire, any one singular desire, can have infinite expressions of that singular desire. So we have the examples of this showing up everywhere across our world. We're seeing multiple potentials of new ways of being and new things that we once thought could only be this one way. Milk, for example. We only thought milk came from a cow, came from goats, came from mammals. And now we're milking nuts for alternatives for people to drink. We have even the milk expressions from the animal milk now have different versions of milk, of that milk, where we used to just have one thing of that: full cream, skim, whatever. This is showing you that there is infinite ways that one idea can be expressed. And this is the unfoldment of the law of potentials. Now, we now have access to this law. We now hold enough light to live in this law so that your desire or something greater can now be your desire or the infiniteness of potentials that exist of that desire. When you start to play and live in the law of potential, the potentials, dare I say, become endless. So the question no longer is, would you like what you want? Would you like this thing? The question becomes, how much can you open to the law of potential to have this thing be expressed in ways you can't even fathom, above and beyond anything that you've ever thought was possible? Because when you sit in that place and you ask that question, you begin to allow the law of potentials to work in your life in a way that will bring you things that will not only blow your mind, so to speak, but could radically transform your life, the earth, humanity as a whole. Because what humanity has been lacking, what the earth has been lacking, is infinite potentials. Everything has been this one way, this one track, this one thing. This is how it's done and nothing else. When in fact, there is infinite ways that same thing can be done. There's infinite ways for that same thing to exist. So, are you ready to access the law of potential? Are you ready to live in the infiniteness that a creator can live in and bring forth all of your highest and greatest potentials.